Now, have you ever seen zebras, a zebra herd? For those of us who are a little bit older, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, right? Or the younger folks, you know, Animal Planet, right? Cable. But you know, you see a herd of zebras, especially if you see this herd of zebras running. Lions are chasing them, and the herd of zebras, it's like flowing water, right? And you know, when God created zebras, He made them really special because it's like the neatest self-defense mechanism in the world is that the lions can't tell which zebra's which because they kind of all blur together. Now, interestingly, I'm not here to talk about livestock as much as I am to talk about the business world, but customers, when they look at the marketplace, they kind of see the same thing. You know, if I was going to go shopping for an automobile or an auto, if I was going to think, you know, I think about in Indianapolis on the north side, 96th Street, there's a row of car dealers, okay? I don't know, there's probably 15, 20 car dealers, you know, in a couple mile section. And it's like a big zebra herd. You really don't know, you know, which one's going to be better. It's very commodity. You know, one car dealership's just as good as the other car dealership. And, you know, you bounce from one car dealership to another, shopping them back and forth, and you might even drive from one town to another. After a while, it's just kind of a blur. The trick is how do we get our business to stand out, to kind of jump up a little bit so that people can see it? And ultimately, this is what we want. We want them to focus on us and not focus on the rest of the competition. But that's not easy. That's not easy. It's easy to say that you do really good customer service. It's really easy to say that we're exceptional in what we do. It's hard to deliver on that. Would you agree with that? It truly is hard to deliver on that. So, number one principle, I'm not real smart, but I do learn some things every now and then. The number one principle in the last, I would say 26, 27 years of being in business that I've learned is that people do not buy what we do or sell. They truly do not buy what we do or sell. What they buy is what we do or sell that's truly different and better than our competition. It's not the banking services that you offer that make people buy. You're doing something better and different than your competition if you've got customers. And I know you have multiple branches, you got all these different service opportunities and all these different offerings that you bring to the market, and you have customers that every day come into your locations and make phone calls. You're doing something different and better than the competition. And you probably know a lot of what those are. And oftentimes when I'm meeting with a company, I'll ask people, name 3 or 4 things that you do that are different and better than your competition. What sets you apart? And sometimes they know it instantly. They know exactly what they do different and better. Sometimes, though, they kind of scratch their head a little bit. They're not really sure what that is. And sometimes the big challenge is helping them think through what do they do that's different and better, or what could they do that's different and better. Customers want spotted zebras. They want to be able to pick you out of the herd. They want to be able to say, that one's different somehow. Now, ideally, we put some pink and purple polka dots on there, and we really make it different, right? But ultimately, that's what we're looking for. Now, marketplace differentiation is not a new concept. People have been talking about it for hundreds of years. But I want you to think about what are the things that can make you stand apart, be different than your competition. Well, obviously, exceptional value delivery is a key one. Bringing to the marketplace things that your competition doesn't do, or that you do better, or in a better value package or bundle. Attitude for being different and better. Looking for ways that you can do that. And then understanding your customer's needs and wants. Now, Dr. Bob, going back to my dentist, what makes them different and better is that they had a passion for customer service. When I walk in there, they know me by name. Almost everybody in the place knows me by name. Probably because I've been there 13 times in the last 2 months. But I mean, there's a special feeling there that you get when you go into this place. People know you, they care about you, and it's very obvious that I'm not just a number. I'm not just another body that's coming through. And it's not huge. It's probably the size of this room, or maybe a little bit smaller. Lots of different rooms and lots of different hygienists doing their thing and going around, and all the different rooms, and all the different chairs. And they got the cool stuff on the ceiling, so when you're laying there with your mouth open, you can do the crossword puzzle in your head, or do the little word games and all that stuff, right? But Dr. Bob's office, they do a really good job of making you feel welcome and warm. Anybody else have a doctor or a dentist or a caregiver or anything? Yeah. My wife's a nurse, and I see why so many people say so many nice things. When I go to the hospital, or her patients or her coworkers say she's such a good nurse, because she really cares about the people. It's not just about putting an IV in them or getting them ready for their surgery or whatever. It truly is. You can tell that she really takes it to heart that she wants to help these people. And people can tell when you really care versus when you're just going through the motions, right? I see a lot of heads nodding. You can tell if they really want to help you versus just putting on the fake smile and trying to help you out. They really do care about their patients. Adaptability, being willing to adapt to changes in the marketplace, changes in your customers' needs, changes in the environment, what's going on. A willingness to change. Some businesses get so fixated on, this is how we do it. And Mr. Customer, I'm sorry if you want me to do it a different way. I'm just not going to do it. This is how we do business, take it or leave it. And then those businesses, after a while, they start losing customers, and they recognize maybe we need to start evaluating and adapting to what the changing marketplace is. And then, of course, there's creativity. How can you bring a creative spark to your job? One thing I've done a lot of over the last 10 years especially is focus group moderation, where you get a group of customers around a table, and a lot of times it's like a concept test on a new product launch, or you're talking to a customer group about what they're looking for in a particular product style, or in the retailers, and you talk to them, and you know what? Interestingly, one of the number one things always at the top of the list is that they care about what I want, and that when I walk into this retail store, dealership, doctor's office, whatever it may be, I can tell that they really care. So customer service, I think we've all agreed, is definitely something we have to think about, and that we've got to focus on it. We've got to focus on being different. Now, this is different. This is different. I'm sorry you're eating lunch. I should have thought that through better. But this is different. Now, is this better?
No.
I would agree, but my wife and I decided that we think that's a female because if it was a male, it would probably have trouble shaving with all the piercings and so. But some people might think that's better. Personally, I don't. It is different. I'll give her that. But being different by itself is not enough. We've got to be different in ways that truly matter to the customer, in ways that the customer places value on. Dr. Bob, his wife Barb, Nancy, Amy, Stephanie, Lori, and like 12 others that I don't really know very well. These are just the 12 or the 6 that helped me in the last 2 months, 13 times. And I need to let I need to let Dr. Bob listen to this tape. So, but truly, they really do get what they really do get the customer mindset. And the customer mindset that I'm talking about is it's this attitude of helpfulness, willingness to reschedule appointments because something came up, and no complaints, no problems, no fees, no penalties, no changes. And every time I walk in there, they thank me for coming in, thank me for my business. You can tell they're really truly glad to see me walk in the door. They have a respect for individuals at all times, and whoever coaches, this team has done an incredible job. Dr. Bob and his management, which really I think some of the ladies kind of run the place. He's the dentist and the expert, but really I think the ladies, I think Barb and a couple of the others actually run the place. But they're amazing at how well they treat their customers. And I've talked to a few of their other patients just sitting in the lobby, waiting. And everybody seems to have the same opinion. So when I first started talking to Bill about this, and then he introduced me to Anthony, and we started thinking through what some topics would be. I was going through this at the time, and it just said, this is the perfect example. It's a perfect case study, if you will. You can go to a lot of dentist offices where they got the chairs, and they got the lights, and they got the little, hygienists with the probe, and they stick you and make you uncomfortable, right? And the graining noises and all the smells and the just all the yucks. But it's not just what they do. They're really good dentists. And you know what? I think within about a 4-mile radius of my house, there's probably like 20 dentist offices. It's not that they're a dentist office. It's how they go about the practice of professional dentistry. How well they do it. And if there is a problem, how they respond to it. And how they cater to the needs of that customer, and how they make you feel, and very empathetic, that I was going through all these problems. They were very empathetic in helping me to work through it. And basically how do you treat customers in that process?